We're going to start this hour with last night's Europa League action. Man United and Spurs, both winning in convincing style, to be fair to them. Ange Postecoglou was complimentary of the crowd at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but demanded that no one gets too carried away.
It's not about feeling calm. I just, like I said, you get belief. I mean, it's, as I said, I get, Bodø away is a difficult fixture, but so was Frankfurt away, and we went there with knowing we had to win to get through, and I thought the lads handled it really well. I think in Europe this year we've been really good at sort of managing whatever situation we've been in, and we've had some games where AZ we lost away from home, but we had to come back and we showed real calm, composure to win and get through here. So I think all those experiences give me the belief that we can go there and get the job done.
Big Ange there. They will be gutted they conceded a late enough goal. Don't get carried away is the message from him. Can somebody let Jamie O'Hara know?
No, I'm not having that.
I think you're sure.
I'm not having that, mate. I'm not having that. I'd rather play Man United in the final than Bilbao. Is that Bilbao? Playing away from home in the final if you get Bilbao. I'd rather play Man United.
Man United have just been in Bilbao and they beat Bilbao 3-0.
I know, but they've gone down to 10 men. Do you know what I mean? It's a different game after the sending off. So it's a big old task for Bilbao after that. Playing against a Man United side who are decent in Europe. They are, but man, I'd much rather play Man United. We've beat them 3 times this season. Overrun them in midfield. We get them in the final, mate. We're winning it. I'm telling you now, if we beat Bodø Glimt, we get Man United in the final, Spurs are winning it.
I hope this is clips.
Spurs
please.
are back.
I hope this is clips. Please clip
I'm telling
this.
you now. I'm telling you now.
Go on.
I'm telling you now.
Go on, say it.
No.
Go on.
Spurs are going to win the Europa League. Spurs are going to win the Europa League, mate. I'm telling you.
Oh, Jamie O'Hara. Never on the fence, that's why we love him. For more now on this, Abbi Summers, Spurs content creator, is with myself and Dean. Abbi, you're buzzing.
Jamie does not believe that. Jamie does not believe that he can wholeheartedly say that Spurs are going to win this. That he just can't believe that.
You beat Man United 3 times in all competitions.
I know, and this is just not to start off being negative, but anyone that knows Spurs knows that if Spurs have beat United 3 times this season, the one time it will matter the most, they just won't do it. So I see the logic of actually preferring to have Bilbao, as strange as that seems, because obviously they've been in their own
I'll be positive
stadium.
then, right?
Go on then.
With the best team on the pitch, and that forward line. By the way, how many goals has Brennan Johnson got?
I think it's 17.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got Son, Kulusevski, Richarlison.
Yep.
Who's the other centre forward? Played for England. What's his name? Played for Solanke. Right? If they get the best team on the pitch, Spurs, they can beat anybody.
I agree with you on their day. It's just about being consistent and actually doing that and getting over the line. I think we have a lot of PTSD as Spurs fans, because when you've lost 19 times and this is going to exceed 20 plus for the rest of the season, it obviously just doesn't make you feel that confident. But in Europe, we've actually been very good.
Bilbao's the host for the final as well, so surely, considering Manchester United done a fair good job on them last night, that you would rather Manchester United. It's just the Spursy thing. The Spursy thing would be to not beat them in a game that actually matters, even though you have beat them 3 times this season. Plus, again, it's an all-English final, so I just think it's the nerves of having United to having Bilbao, where okay, if you don't win, you know, obviously you want to win the competition, but having United, where it's again like we've both had the worst seasons ever, and you know, United have been in finals of recent years, Spurs haven't, and I feel like United probably have a bit more of a mentality to get over the line in those situations than Tottenham do. Do you think you're jumping the gun slightly talking about the all-English final, because Bodø Glimt at home have an unbelievable record.
Absolutely.
And that pitch, that plastic pitch, I would be more concerned for having Glimt at home in the second leg than I would be worrying about a final.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm not booking my flights. I'm absolutely not booking the flights until full-time on Thursday.
How are they allowed to use that pitch, by the way, in such a big competition?
It's their weather conditions,
Yeah, it's
though.
the
Is that
weather.
not what they kind of need?
They're in that Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had, things go against you on the night. Bilbao, if Man United played them again tomorrow, would you back Man United? Because things just fall, the pack of cards, red card, missed chances early on, and the game went, the worst, they never turned up, by the way, Bilbao. I know they had a man off, but they just didn't turn up, and Man United took the chances. So if they played them again tomorrow, I know what Jamie's trying to say, he'd rather face Man United than Bilbao, but Spurs on their day can beat anybody.
Yeah,
same thing.
It's just on the day is just not often. enough. But I don't want to sound like a downer, because actually this is the one time I can be positive. We actually did get a good result last night. And I have to say the atmosphere was really good. Take note other North London clubs on how to do a tifo, because it was lovely. It was very nicely done.
He scored after 40 seconds.
Yeah. And that obviously helped in terms of settling the crowd, in terms of getting that confidence. The only negative is obviously conceding that goal. If you go into it 3-0 and you're going to Norway, and it is a tough place to go. Look at who they've beaten this season as well across the competition, Bodø. So it's even though they're minnows in comparison to the size of the club of Spurs, it's you're giving them half a chance with just getting that goal. Yeah, it suits them. And the crowd will obviously be absolutely up for it next week. And I just hope Spurs have got enough.
I'll give you a similar example. Aston Villa Tranmere semi-final of the League Cup with 3-0 down at Tranmere, and they had a chance to make it 4-0. Missed, and Daly and Atkinson scored in the last minute 3-1. And we come off the pitch thinking, we've only got to win 2-0, goes to extra time. And we scored 2 in the first 5 minutes. And it ended up going to extra time. We beat them on pens. So that goal that you're on about changes it. We went from having to score 4, that we could beat them 2-0, get into extra time, and then beat them on pens, and we did.
Can you just break down what it's like briefly, Dean, to play on a pitch like that, to go away? Like, how much of an impact would that have on the Spurs side, playing in the plastic pitch next week?
It's a leveller, because, I mean, when I was at Newcastle, I had a list of 23 players who refused to train on it. So if ever snowed in Newcastle, or the pitch was frozen, Alan Shearer, Michael Owen, not Clivert, no way are they training on 3G. Because there's vertical give in it. It's like, soft, this pitch, it's like not like they used to be, but there's no lateral give. So there's no stud marks, slide marks, your feet. So when you stop, it's your muscles that stop you. You don't get a slide. So if you're playing on different surfaces every day, you can get injured easy. So, and it's a leveller. The ball bounces a certain way. They get used to it. Years ago, the ball at Luton, for example, the ball would bounce over your head. And now they're a bit softer. Yeah. I don't like them, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of players will struggle, I think, going away to these different conditions. Abby, you might have changed your mind. I heard you having it out with Ali McCoist last week on if Ange wins the trophy. Dino mentioned with the squad that you've got, there's a possibility that you could challenge for, say, Champions League football with this squad next season, more time under Ange, playing the way that he wants to play, players getting used to it, adjusting, getting injuries back, whatever like that. Do you not think if you were to win this trophy, it's worth sticking with it?
No, I still don't. I think where I was Ange for such a long time, and I'd kind of taken into consideration the injuries that we had at the last season from after the first 10 games, this season, how all the players, when they've come back after those injuries, how they've then adapted, and the results have not picked up across both sides. I know last year we obviously did finish 5th. This year it is unacceptable. You can't lose the amount of games that Spurs have lost. And even if he does win the trophy, I understand the sentiment that, okay, well, maybe you change your mind and it'll be a bit more like United were with Ten Hag. But if you actually have a look at that wasn't the right decision. They should have said thank you and let Ten Hag go. And I feel that that's the same situation with Ange. Of course, if he wins something, there will be a little bit of a softening of the fan base. But the fan base in general, from what I see and from people I know, is very much, they've wanted Ange to go because they don't believe that his style of football and the intensity and the level of that is something that can be implemented over a 38-game season. And as much as I want that to work, I don't think it can be either.
Instead of sacking the manager, you need to sack the medical staff.
Yeah, there's a list.
There's a busload of them.
Yeah, but Ange wants them to play a certain way. The players need to adjust to that.
You get injuries occur when you put tiredness on top of tiredness, on top of tiredness. 2 weeks later, you pull your hamstring. Yeah. But the injuries happened 2 weeks before. So the medical staff and the sports scientists, they need to have a look at themselves. Because you can get sacked on injuries like he might do.
But I also think it's being a bit, if and when he does get sacked, it's not just on the fact there's been lots of injuries, it's also on the fact that he doesn't adapt the style of play hardly ever. There's only a few games I can think of that he's actually adapted, Frankfurt being one, where they've been a little bit more tactically and defensively astute. If you can't always adapt, the Premier League is a different animal to a cup competition.
It's a different beast, that's for sure. But for now, it looks like an all-English final. For now, it does. Abby Summers, Spurs content creator, thanks so much.
Nice
we'll
to see you guys.
See you again soon.
Thanks.
Don't forget, we've got the second legs next week for you in talkSPORT. Man United against Athletic Bilbao, and then Bodø Glimt against Tottenham is in talkSPORT 2.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.